Today, I'm going to show you everything you need to know to start pulling some fat drops at the Doom of Mokhaiotl. People love to pretend Doom is some ultra sweaty endgame boss, reserved only for players who haven't seen sunlight since 2012 and keep a literal bucket next to their gaming chair. But that's just not true. Normal people with full-time jobs can do this content, and I'm going to show you how. Doom is old school RuneScape's first ever delve boss. You'll kill him multiple times, and after each wave, you can either take your loot or keep on pushing deeper. He gets a little tougher every time you descend. Wave 1 is basically free once you know what you're doing, and each wave after that just ramps it up a little bit. This means that you get to decide how tough you want to make it. You'll be making profit with almost no risk. Speaking of low risk, my recommended setup will cost you about 6k if you die. Not bad considering that this is the best PVM moneymaker in the entire game right now. If you've completed quests like Desert Treasure 2, Dragon Slayer 2, or if you've done the Gauntlet, I'm confident that you can reach Wave 5, and that's all you need for a roll on every single expensive unique on Doom's drop table. Having said that, we'll be covering every wave here, so you can give it to Doom as steep as you like. If that's not convinced you, I don't know what will, so let's crack on. We'll be keeping this as sweat-free as possible, just the essentials you need to start smashing out Doom of Mokhaiotl. There are a few stats and quests that I'd advise to make your Doom experience a pleasant one. You'll need to complete the final Dawn to even unlock the fight. You'll need a Kingdom Divided completed for Demon Bane spells, and whilst Guthic Sleeps is required for Demon Bane weapons. For your stats, 85 ranged as a minimum is recommended to make your kills fast and reliable. 74 prayer and rigor is strongly recommended. It's a massive DPS boost. If not, 62 and Deadeye will do the job just fine. 75 agility is also helpful. You can get here via the Mokhaiotl Waystone, but they're super expensive. 75 agility makes the run here way faster. Let's quickly go over the requirements and recommendations for your gear. I'm not going to bullshit you, you can give this boss a go in any mid to high tier ranged gear, but the setup I'm going to show you is the sweet spot between price and performance. The Scorching Bow is huge here for the Demon Bane effect, obviously we're going to be using it. Having your hard Western Provinces diary completed is useful too. Full Elite Void is going to be our armor of choice. Ava's Device is an obvious choice for the cape slot. I'd recommend a light bearer in your ring slot. Specs go hard here. If not, no worries. Whatever you have will do. For your next slot, obviously an Anguish is top tier, but downgrades to a Fury or even a Glory aren't going to make or break the fight. Don't forget your best ammunition. I'd recommend Amethyst arrows for an effective yet affordable option. You'll also need a melee and mage switch. Any Demon Bane weapon and Demon Bane auto-casting staff is fine. I'm bringing Darklight and a Slayer staff to minimize death fees and charge costs. Make sure you've got your rune pouch filled with soul and fire runes to cast those Demon Bane spells. For my spec weapon, I'm going with the Crystal Halberd. It absolutely slaps if you can use it at the right time in this fight. You'll see why when we get into the mechanics. You can bring a Rosewood Blowpipe too for some extra DPS if you like, but I've never felt like I needed anything extra. Remember, this is just my recommended setup, nothing is ever essential. If you've got better gear like a T-bow, obviously bring it. If you don't have Void, try God Dragonhide, whatever, make sensible adjustments. In the rest of your inventory, bring 2 ranging potions, 1 extended anti-venom, 3 anglerfish, 8 brews, 8 restores, and a teleport in and out of the area. I'm using the Pendant of 80s to Kastori because I'm too poor for Mokhaiotl Waystones. With that covered, we're ready to go into the basic mechanics of the fight. Here's the advice that's going to keep you maximizing your profit when you're learning this boss. Don't push too deep until you're confident with the wave you're on. There's no shame in claiming that loot early. There are some things that you're going to need to master throughout every wave. These are consistent through the whole fight, but get a little bit harder with little tweaks as you delve deeper. We're going to cover the basics now, and it's going to seem complicated, but stick with it. When we break it down wave by wave shortly, it'll all come together. You'll need to pray against his auto attacks. Red for melee, a blue for magic, and green for ranged. You need the correct prayer on when the orb hits you. He's also got the rock throw attack. These look like big boulders and will fly towards you. They will explode. When it explodes, any protection prayers that you have up will be disabled. You'll need to avoid the shadows on the floor and pray against the projectiles that come out of the boulder. If the boulder was green, the first projectile will be ranged. If it was blue, it would be magic. They also spawn a little rock where your character was, blocking your movement around the arena. For the larva spawn, you'll need to kill them before they reach Doom. If you don't kill them according to the protection prayers above their heads, they'll damage you and heal him. It only seems like a little bit of damage to start with, but it's super important that you deal with these, because for each one that gets in, the next one will deal more damage and you'll heal even more. When Doom does his yellow charge and has his prayers up, you need to spank him with melee. This is called the melee punish phase. Doom has massively reduced defensive stats here. This is when we use our Crystal Halberd spec. You'll generally hit him for around 50 to 100 damage, very nice. If you kill Doom in this phase, you'll have your health and prayer restored too, which is a nice little bonus. These are all of Doom's regular attacks that can happen at pretty much any time. There are also some special attack phases. This might seem like a lot of information, but remember, we are going to be taking this fight one wave at a time. For the shockwave attack, you'll notice the volatile earth spawn around the arena. Doom will continue attacking you normally for 3 attacks, or 12 seconds. Then he'll drop a shockwave attack that damages you wherever you are in the arena. At higher levels, he'll do multiple shockwaves, so if you don't protect yourself, you're going to have a bad time. You survive by hitting 2 volatile earths to spawn an earthen shield. The second one you kill will be the spawn, and it will travel to the first one. Stand inside that shield until the waves stop or you die. Pretty simple. From wave 3, the shield phase special occurs at around 75% health. He'll charge up just like the melee punish, but this time only Demon Bane weapons will damage him and reset the yellow spec charge. There will be loads of larvae spawns on this phase. If you kill them when they're close to Doom, the explosion hits the shield for 100 damage. When you get into 0, make sure you're not in melee range or you'll get slapped. On wave 3, Doom introduces acid blood onto the floor. This will hit you with venom if you stand in it, so don't. It damages you every tick, so if you do stand on it, get off it as soon as possible. You've bought that anti-venom just in case. Car phase is a fun one. Starting at wave 5, it spawns a yellow eye and zooms straight at it. He'll destroy any rocks in the way, and believe it or not, getting hit by a car is bad news for you. During this phase, he's always charging up his big hitting yellow spec bar, just like in the melee punish and shield phase, so you need to keep hitting him with ranged whilst running out the way. From wave 6, he'll also slam the ground after each charge. There needs to be a rock between you and Doom to block it. The easiest way to deal with this is to set him on a path that will destroy as few rocks as possible. Then when he's locked in with the yellow eye showing the path he's going to take, run behind a rock for safety, squeezing in a couple of hits on the way, or when you get to safety. There are some advanced methods like rock block to deal with this, but when you're learning, I feel like it's too much to think about. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see some more boss specific tech guides. That's all the mechanics covered. We'll go over some of these again in the next section, so it all makes sense in context. We'll be breaking it down wave by wave. I'd advise that after you watch this all through once, come back and watch it again, watching the summary for each wave before you delve into it for a little refresher. If you've made it this far, please drop me a like if this has helped you, and subscribe too if you want to see more from me. I appreciate it. Delve 1 is just the warm-up. You only need to worry about the basic auto attacks, rock throw, melee punish, lava spawns, and single shockwave. The main thing that's going to catch people out here is the shockwave. It does take some practice to get used to. In Delve level 2, the only thing that changes is the rock throw. Instead of dodging one rock and praying against a single projectile that it triggers, there'll be 2 projectiles. Again, a reminder, the first projectile always matches the colour of the rock. Delve 3 is where things start to get a bit spicier. Acid will start spawning as you damage the boss. Make sure to get into a position that allows you to easily avoid the acid for when you need to whack Doom with a melee punish. The shield phase also shows up for the first time. Keep on top of that yellow bar, smacking Doom down with the Demon Bane weapons, and kill the larvae in accordance with their prayers when they're close to Doom to blow them up and deal damage to the shield. The shockwave attack also gets tougher. He'll now slam the ground twice instead of once, meaning you need to stay in that shield a little bit longer. Wave 4 doesn't introduce anything new. It ups the intensity of everything you already know. The rocks will now release 3 projectiles, alternating range, mage, range, or mage, range, mage. The larvae also protect against multiple attack styles at once, meaning you sometimes need to worry about the pathing through the acid to get to the ones vulnerable to melee. These are color-coded. Kill the red ones with melee, the green ones with range, and the blue ones with magic. You can make it through Delve level 5, you're gaming. There's no shame in calling it here and claiming that loot. This is the wave that allows you to roll for those Avernic treads after all. Everything you already know gets a little bit meaner, but the big new addition is the car phase. After the shield breaks, Doom burrows underground, rocks fall everywhere, and then he lines up a charge straight through you. He'll do 2 quick zooms back to back, you just need to be out of his way. The shockwave attack will also slam 3 times now, so you need to keep your movement in the volatile earth phase clean. From here on, whenever the larvae spawn, you'll get 2 at the same time. Delve level 6 is where the fight gets a little bit unforgiving, but all of the practice you've had in the last 5 waves should have you prepared. If you mess up a charge on the melee punish, shield, or car phase, you're guaranteed a one-hit KO. The car phase is now much scarier. When Doom charges, he'll throw out a few regular attacks that you need to pray against, and then finish with a slam. This is when you need to hide behind those rocks, and why it's essential that when you're leading him on charges, that you don't lead him through the rocks to destroy them. It's important to remember that at this phase, he'll charge 3 times instead of 2, like he did in the previous wave. The good news, at the start of the wave, any built-up acid gets wiped. A small comfort, but a welcome one. Delve level 7 doesn't introduce any brand new mechanics, but everything gets even faster and even more punishing. The auto attacks are now rapid. You need to be hot on those prayer switches. The shockwave in the volatile earth phase will slam 4 times now. This is where you really get to master the fight. When you're sending wave 7s regularly, you've got to grips with pretty much everything you need. Although, wave 8 is where the fight goes fully chaotic. The rock throw now fires 2 rocks at once, which will explode into 2 sets of 3 projectiles. You need to start running and put your prayer on after the second rock explodes. It's pretty easy to get caught out here. This is the hardest part of the fight to understand. So let's walk through the full process with an example. 2 green rocks come out, right after the first explosion, start running away. They both explode and we dodge the debris. Immediately after the second one explodes, you'll flick range, mage, range, and then repeat this for the next trio. The larvae spawns will be 1 giant larvae now instead of 2 individual larvae. They'll have a bigger explosion radius and deal more damage. On top of that, you don't get as many rocks drop during the car phase anymore, which means less cover for the slams. There's also 5 slams during the volatile earth shockwave. So that's the overview of everything you need to know. Getting through Delve 8 is a massive achievement. I know I've said this is a mid-game friendly guide, and I've just thrown 10,000 mechanics at you, but trust me, this boss introduces them so gradually that you genuinely can just take it one wave at a time. Remember, it's about the journey, not the destination. The non-unique loot from this boss is insane money on its own, and if you can get to Delves 3, 4, 5 and beyond, those big money drops massively up the average kill value. Trust me, if you've got a scorching bow and full elite void, this boss is worth learning. Thanks again for sticking around this far. If you found this useful, please like the video and subscribe to see more from me. All of my content is made to give beginner and mid-game players the tools and confidence they need to succeed. If you want to join a supportive community, either as a learner, teacher, or just somewhere for the vibes, get involved with my in-game clan and Discord server. The link to the Discord can be found in my channel description. As always, a huge shout out to my channel members and Twitch subs. If you want to go that extra mile in supporting my content, becoming a member is massively appreciated. That's it from me, I'll see you next time.